This man sent evidence of his crimes to the police willingly. Our story starts in Wichita, Kansas, out of all places, and the police receive a terrifying letter from someone known as the Boogeyman. However, he calls himself BTK. Wondering what that stands for? He used to call himself Blind, Torture, Kill. Yeah, this is a real sick individual we're dealing with here. Not only was he a killer, but he taunted cops for a decade. BTK Killer had 10 victims between 1974 and 1991. However, then he just completely disappeared off the face of this earth. Back to January 15th, 1974, where the Artero family just lost their only daughter to this killer. However, weeks later, taunting letters started to appear to both the family and the police, and he wanted credit for the crime he committed. Guy's sick. He writes his victims' families poems, diagrams, little puzzles of how the deaths happened, kind of like he was auditioning for the world's worst pen pal. However, let's cut to 2004, where our genius serial killer gets this grand idea. Cut to 2004, and this maniac had the same ego. He went as far as to stuff evidence inside cereal boxes and left it on the side of the road. Other times he'd mail news stations and talk about crimes he committed, thinking they think it was a joke. Crazy part is this guy almost got away with it until fatal error, where he writes to the Wichita Police Department, "If I send a computer disk, can you track it?" And to top it off, he wrote in the letter, "Please be honest." Responded, "Oh, obviously we can't track that. That's not possible. Don't be silly. Go ahead and send it in there, buddy. Please send it in, you moron." That's exactly what he does. He sends them a purple 3.5-inch floppy disk. Forensics pop it in and click. Bam! And right there, author, Dennis, organization as the Christ Lutheran Church. That was not a hint to the police. That was his actual name tag and organization he was part of, and he thought that couldn't be tracked through a floppy disk. Our story does not end there. Detectives go and pull out the entire church roster to find a man named Dennis. Everybody's surprised. Dennis Rader is the council president, Club Scout leader, an Air Force veteran, and a Park City code enforcement officer. It wasn't easy for the cops to just pin him with just this video. They needed DNA proof, and they were able to convince his daughter to give them a DNA sample. With that, the lab results lit up. Familial match consistent with the BTK killer, and the floppy disk didn't talk to the police. It freaking sang karaoke to them. February 25th, 2005. Police catch him at the post office. He does not scream, he does not run, and he does not make a fuss. He quietly goes with the police. Of course, this fun-loving Christian dad persona falls off, and he starts singing gleefully about the crimes he committed. I'm talking about dates, knots, staged phone calls, the letters he mailed, the cereal boxes he dropped on the side of the road. He lays it all out. The courtroom later hears him recite the names and timelines with chilling clerical precision of every single victim he took the life of. And with that, in June 27, 2005, he pleads guilty to all 10 counts of all his crimes. No insanity defense, no movie twist, just a methodical conviction, happy that he was finally getting credit for the murders he had done. The craziest thing is, if he never sent in the floppy disk, it would have been almost impossible for police to catch him, as DNA testing was not as sophisticated at the time. So this guy pretty much snitched on himself. And if you want to be a better criminal than him, don't do that. And also, don't be a criminal. And also, while you're still here, go ahead and drop me a follow, subscribe, and like the video, share with your friends, all that good stuff, because I drop more stories like this every single day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.